Man, I have so much work to do before NDK. I really wish someone would give me a hand. Welcome back, guys. This is episode 3 of my Pacific Rim inspired Cherno Alpha NDK build. I know it has been a while, and for that I apologize. School has been keeping me pretty busy lately, but I'm back and I will hopefully give you a lot of content in this next week or so. Especially around Halloween, I'm hoping that some of my techniques can be useful to you guys, so you can replicate them in any way you see fit. Now, on to the build. So for this build, one of the things that I really wanted to incorporate into it, especially for the hands, would be fingers that articulate, that I can somehow control from inside both hands, that makes the fingers bend up and down to my will. Cherno Alpha has 2 sets of 3 fingers on each hand, and then a thumb on each hand as well. Now, if I could somehow make these bend, that would look awesome during the con, and I think I may have an idea too on how to achieve this effect. So what we have here are wooden pieces that I've cut out to act as the fingers. Now I'm going to have them painted so they don't look all woody and stuff, but here is sort of the idea I have going. Let's use this one here. Now see, I have a little bit of duct tape on the middle of them with a slit cut so that this thing can bend, only in one direction though. And with that, I'm going to have a set of rubber bands going from this one and to this one, and then have a couple of eye holes here, and then on the top finger there, that the rubber bands will act as a, resistance. They'll keep them straight unless I have them bent. I will have fishing wire going through the eye holes so that when my fingers move, these fingers will move. They'll be pulled down like so, or however far I have them, and then when I move my fingers back, they'll come back too because the rubber band's on the top. If that doesn't make sense to anybody, I will definitely, once these are put together, I will give you a demonstration. Alright, so I have these all put together. They're nicely secured with that magical force called duct tape. And you can see they're very flexible. When you put them this way, completely flat, and that's exactly what I'm going for. So now I'm going to install them onto a flat piece of foam board, kind of like what I have going on here, and this will act as a piece that I can attach to the main arm. That'll be the hand. And I'm thinking about putting some foam over the mechanics in the arm, just so it's a little more hidden, so we'll get to that. Alright, so now I've put the foam over most of it. I do still have a little bit more to go. Like, I want to put some maybe on the bottom, at least on this white part here. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll put it on the top, just so the strings I run through these eye holes can, go freely. And then I still have to deal with the thumb pieces here. I don't know how I'm going to attach them yet, but they're going to be built in a similar manner to these 2 pieces. But I do like how these turned out. The foam is holding together nicely. I put another rubber band on the 2 hooks on each finger, so now it's 2 rubber bands strong. But the foam really holds it together, and it doesn't let the fingers reverse, and they're still nice and bendy, as you can clearly see. So I think that this will work. I'm really, glad that this looks like it'll work, because I had no other ideas for how that was going to go down. But yeah, we'll get this together. So, for this video, I wanted to go into a little bit of detail on some of the other pieces of the build that I haven't shown much footage of to this point. Now, recently, I've gotten a few questions about how I'm doing the mid piece for the build. The piece that goes around my midsection that sort of, bridges the two pieces. And I finally found some footage that I have that shows that into a bit more detail. Here's what I have. What we have here is a sheet of foam that I've cut grooves into so it can sort of hinge around my midsection. And I've started adding little bits of detail here and there, such as like the comm pod. The Jaeger has some tubing around the waistline. And so once this is all done, I will have it secured to another sheet of foam, and this will be like sort of a shirt. I do plan on having it easily removable just by taking it off. I'm going to see if I can secure it to the other piece and make it pull. So instead of taking off two pieces, I can just slip it off. Alright, so I've made some serious progress on the torso piece. The design is nothing that overly complicated, it's just, I guess, sort of a loop of foam that fits my midsection. And from there I've started building off of it. I have the comm pod, all the reactor plugs. There's a bit of detail on the front here. And now I'm working on the back, which is pretty blank as you can plainly see. However, I will be adding some detail, which I've started sketching out on this piece of paper. Or foam, sorry. I'll cut these out and paste them on, this will look much better. So, it has been brought to my attention that I have been, shall we say, less than stellar in recording progress lately. Recently, I went on an epic building streak and just mindlessly built away and got the two hands done, and then realized that I didn't, record anything after building the fingers. For that, I do apologize, people, but it was not for nothing, because I'd have these two awesome looking hands. And I think they look wonderful. So really the only thing you guys missed was me building a housing to put the fingers in. Now that did take a lot of work, and I've put in several work hours into it. But it was not all a waste. I did get these two pretty sweet hands out of it. And what we did was I put all the fingers, which you saw the little clipping for last time. I added some foam on them to make them a little wider. I then installed them into just sort of a box of foam that I then sort of built up with more foam. And I gave it the, good old tea-can aesthetic. Also, in the center here, if I can get this flipped over, the centerpiece here is another reused piece from an old cosplay. There's one in here and then one in the other one. These were the armbands from my Incursio cosplay from last year. Hashtag green cosplay. Another really cool thing about these hands that I finally got working was the finger mechanics. I can now use my fingers inside of the fist to control the fingers, and they work rather fine. Unfortunately, though, it is only this hand that the fingers move. On this hand, I have just fixed the fingers into place, because with the strings attached to my fingers that move the cosplay's fingers, once this hand is in, there's no hand to put this one into strings, and there's something about the mechanic on this hand that's just not working, so... And, I mean, Cherno Alpha's hands are clenched in a fist for basically 99% of his screen time anyways, so that's what I've decided to do. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you liked this video or found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, be sure to hit that like and favorite button, and as always, subscribe so you can see the rest of this project as it unfolds. I'll try to have some more videos posted real soon, so stay tuned, and until then, I'm Sean of SKF Designs, and I'll see you next time.